Pat Peters. I'm one of the co-founders of CapitalW Collective. And I have with me Greg Vacura, who's the president of Agile Trading Technologies. And we are at the tap room of 9 Mile Brewery, of which, Greg, you can explain your investor.
Yes, thanks, Pat. I am one of the original owners of 9 Mile Brewery, a silent investor, but I do get to come and enjoy the beer, so it's a win-win.
Excellent. We are here in Bloomington, Minnesota, and Greg and I have known each other for many years. We've been in the mortgage industry for decades and in capital markets not as long, but you have done a phenomenal job of promoting women and allies in the capital market segment for Wells Fargo, and I appreciate you and Agile Trading Technologies, your support in kicking off this new adventure that we're on. With that, Greg, why don't you tell me about yourself?
Thank you. Yeah, as mentioned, Greg Vacura with Agile Trading Technologies, and we are a fintech, a FINRA broker-dealer that we're a electronic trading platform that helps lenders with their TBA trading, and we have a broker-dealer network that provides liquidity into the platform, and we're here to be a two-sided market where the dealers are like I said providing liquidity for lenders, and the lenders instead of your old phone-based trading, it's on an electronic platform, and gives access to a lot of regional broker-dealers, and the dealers have a chance to see all the volume available through the electronic trading, and the lenders get a benefit of a little bit sharper pricing. There's a competition for that production, so the dealers pay up a little bit for that value, and to try to beat out the other dealers. So it's kind of a win-win that dealers get to see all the business, and the lenders are seeing a little bit of pickup in TBA position. We also have a pooling platform within the organization that helps lenders pool and trade mortgages as well. So it's a fairly new company, started about 3 years ago, and I'm now running it as of last summer. So it's been a neat transition from Wells Fargo. As you know, Pat, as we lived through it, Wells Fargo closed their correspondent lending division and sent us out looking for new opportunities, and here I am with Agile.
Wonderful. So tell us more about how you got into capital markets in the mortgage industry within Wells Fargo.
It'll really date me. We were in that organization for about 30 years. I was there almost 30 years, and early on, I had a stint in finance, had a stint on what we called the best effort price line, locking loans in as back in the day with phone calls and faxes. But so all through my career, I've been intrigued by how the organization makes money, which then got me into the finance side of things, and really was just asking a lot of questions, finding the next opportunity, something that fit with me and my personality, my skill set on the numbers end of things, and from there I had a variety of roles within Wells. Most of them through the capital markets space. At times we reported up through finance, at times through capital markets, but I managed wholesale pricing, retail pricing, correspondent pricing, and within the correspondent space specifically managed the best effort lock desk, managed the mandatory trading desk, and all the revenue analytics. So we had those main pieces, and then a side part that was a lot of fun when you joined the team about 5-6 years ago was working closely with a lot of the hedge partners, MCT, MIAC, Optimal Blue, Vice Capital. We're working with a lot of those hedge providers for the lender. We were an aggregator buying from the lender, so it was a natural fit that we are trying to do our best serving the lender. A healthy, vibrant lender is good for the economy, good for the industry, good for borrowers. So all of us playing a part in trying to drive value towards lenders and help them remain strong and profitable helps the industry, and it helps. Obviously we're looking to find ways to drive revenue into our organizations, but no revenue's coming if there's not lenders out there making the mortgages. So we all play that part, and hopefully the whole ecosystem is strong, and we all can play our part in that.
Great. Are you part of any associations from the industry perspective that have helped you through your career and through your journey?
Yes, a lot of engagement with the National Mortgage Bankers Association and local mortgage bankers associations. The California MBA is a big, prominent one. Done some work with the Texas Mortgage Bankers Association, and then, of course, a fair amount of things with the Minnesota Mortgage Bankers Association. Been able to do a little bit of teaching, do a little bit of breakfast lectures on the mortgage space and the mortgage environment. So highly encouraged to reach out and be a part of those organizations. A, for the connection into the industry, and B, there's a lot of good learning opportunities through them. The National MBA has a very nice curriculum in a variety of ways for training and teaching all aspects of the mortgage space, capital markets, loan production, underwriting. So there's a lot of opportunities within the Mortgage Bankers Associations across the country to help people learn and grow in that space.
I agree. I also participated in the national mortgage conferences as well as the Minnesota state conferences, and you're right. You can develop connections, relationships, and actually improve your knowledge level so that you're able to contribute to both the industry and the employer or the lender or fintech company that you're supporting. Let's move to current state. What are some of the issues that are pressing on the industry today?
Right now, it's volume. It's low volume, a little bit higher rates. It's been a tough couple of years, and everyone's scrambling for revenue. It's been a tough spot. There's been some consolidations. There's been some companies go out of business. So first and foremost, it's trying to drive more revenue into your organization to keep the lights on. And it's been a challenging environment. There's definitely some spurts and some spots that are okay. Purchase volume has been fairly strong, but refis have really fallen off. There is hope into the rest of the year here. When will it happen? A rate cut is deemed inevitable, but we don't know the when. It appears as if the Fed is done raising rates and that cycle's over, but now the pause and waiting for rates to come down a bit. We'll see when that happens, but it's a waiting game now, and rates are hanging in there, but we could certainly use a little bit of a dip to spur on some more activity.
So how do you think it directly impacts capital markets, for example?
Well, people within capital markets have to be very conscious of being efficient, being very effective, and finding value where you can. And so finding value in making sure you're priced competitively on the street. You need to have a good rate price for your loan officers to get the mortgage, but you also have to ensure that you're driving the right profit levels to pay for all the support cast. And capital markets is really front and center of ensuring that that profit coming in is covering, or the revenue coming in is able to cover all the expenses going out. And you really need to be aware and focused on your hedge positioning. If you're taking on the hedge side yourself, you need to be very conscious of ensuring that loan 2 months from now, you're going to be, you're not doing a loan that ultimately you're going to lose money on. You need to make sure that you're positioned right for the interest rate risk side, and capital markets plays a huge role in that that safety, making sure that revenue and cash flow will be there when that loan ultimately closes.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to be part of mortgage capital markets?
Be enthusiastic and look for opportunity. I would definitely get out there and do some self-directed study. Go to the Mortgage Bankers Association, look to see what they have out there to be able to learn some of the basics. Learn some of the basics on the internet. Get a base foundation of internal knowledge, but then look for opportunity. Look. find an employer with an opportunity in capital markets, and just informational interviews, look for job openings, get into an organization that has a strong and good capital markets area, and see where opportunities lie. Networking is a big part of it, but taking on the initiative to learn about some stuff ahead of time, and then ask for help. Ask to be a part of. If you're in an organization and you want to move over to the capital markets side, make contacts over there. Try to network and just learn in a variety of ways that you can. And as a leader through time in the capital market space and finance space, I was always open door to have people come and informational interviews, learn about our team and our department, and it's amazing the lack of people that do that. And the ones that do show that initiative, immediately you remember, and you look for opportunities for them down the road and when they can come into the group. So it sometimes takes time. It's a hard environment now to crack into because of P&L concerns and just the overall environment. But by doing some of the homework ahead of time, when the market turns around and there's more need in that space, and an opportunity presents itself, be ready for that opportunity. Don't just start then trying to get into a capital markets team. Do some homework and legwork ahead of time.
And I can definitely say networking, reaching across the aisle, and actually stopping people in the hallway that work in that finance group called capital markets. It is a mystery when you stand on the outside. I was there one time. But as Greg stated, so many people are willing to share what they know, recognizing the more people that understand the capital markets side of the business, the more you understand how money is moving and how it's made, both at the borrower level, the lender level, and then even at the industry level.
Yes, there's a lot of nuances to how a loan goes from, the first day it's locked to when it's ultimately closed, and then after the fact, once it gets sent into the secondary market, and is the servicing sold? Is the servicing retained? Is the whole loan packaged with other securities? There's a lot of pieces and a lot of places these loans can go. They can go to companies' portfolios. They can be chopped up in different ways, and all those pieces can provide revenue and cash flow. And all of those pieces, have some complexity to it. So being in capital markets for years and years and years, there's still a lot to learn, and being outside of it, it is very daunting. But ultimately, by taking that initiative, being willing to learn, be willing to help out, and grow professionally, there is a lot of opportunities, and it's a fun place to be because you really understand the inner workings of the organization.
Right. So, add-on question: what kind of degree do you need to do this?
My degree is a management degree.
Okay.
From a small liberal arts college. I don't think it necessarily takes it's a fancy degree by any means. An MBA does help. But I think mainly it's just showing the aptitude that you have some skills that can be used in that space, and then finding the right opportunity to get started in it.
What recommendations would you give to organizations looking to be more diverse, both in people, in all aspects, in the environment that we're in now?
Number one is you have to make a commitment to it. The organization has to commit to it. They have to have their senior leadership team on the same page, committing to it, and then looking for opportunities to be diverse. If you're just always looking at the people in your this will date me, in your Rolodex, you're going to get a lot of non-diverse people that are out there. But start with some programs that allow for younger people to get engaged, get involved, get cross-trained, have some department sharing where maybe you don't need a full-time person to do some things, but you can share a person with another department so that person can get a cross-functional little bit of education in this role, and grow from there. But it's a commitment from the top, and you have to look for opportunities to put some people in roles that are diverse, that may not have the traditional background you had or you're looking for with potentially your peer network group. But they're going to bring something to the table that group may not bring. And so I think it's just an open awareness, discussions about it, and taking an opportunity to search and find the right fit and the right person that can make your organization more diverse.
Someone once told me, don't hire people that look like you, and your diversity will naturally
Yes.
take care of itself. So that's what I would advise. The other piece I would also comment on is skills. So attention to detail, willingness to learn far exceed many of the skills that might be perceived as being a requirement for mortgage capital markets.
If you're a quick study, that goes a long way, because it's very rare, even when you go from organization to organization, that you're going to know everything about the job. You need to get into the role, you need to learn it, you need to understand it. And if you're somebody that's been in a variety of other positions with a variety of other experiences, and now this opportunity presents itself within capital markets, and you've shown you can grow and be successful in other areas, you're going to be able to be successful in capital markets. There's nothing magical about it. Right. It's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of detail that you're paying attention to, but it's stuff that's it's learnable. It's teachable, and it's not extremely difficult once you're in it and you start understanding pieces of it, and it builds and grows upon each other.
Makes sense. Let's do something fun. We're going to do Fast Five. All right. So question number 1, your favorite food.
Favorite food, I have to go with crab, specifically Dungeness crab.
Nice.
There's a lot of good foods out there, though. I would not want to be limited to just that, but right. But Dungeness crab would be high on the list.
Your favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby, debate between fishing and hunting, but I'll go with fishing. It's all right to get in a boat, sit on a summer day in a boat. It's hard to beat.
Your favorite book or podcast?
Favorite podcast, I don't see a lot of them, but I'd have to say it's the New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelce. That's that kind of captivated the nation here with the Taylor Swift romance. So that's been an interesting podcast to watch as things develop.
I'll have to check that one out. Favorite music group or music?
Favorite music. Now this is I got a weird mix here. I'll say from a countryside, Dierks Bentley. AC/DC from kind of the classic rock side, and then it's hard to beat in a variety of situations just throwing Neil Diamond on. Everybody seems to like some Neil Diamond songs.
So do I. Yes.
It's an easy hits a lot of people's. Oh yeah, I like this song when you get Neil Diamond playing in a group of people.
We agree, absolutely. And then the last question is, if you could travel anywhere, where would you go?
I'm thinking now it's our next thoughts on destinations are going to be kind of South Pacific, New Zealand, Tahiti, Bora Bora, somewhere completely different than and in a different hemisphere. So somewhere in the southern hemisphere.
Excellent. Well, I want to say thank you, Greg, for joining us this afternoon. And thank you to those of you watching. We hope this was helpful. You are welcome to reach out either to myself or Greg to ask any questions. And with that, we are done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's do something fun. We're going to do Fast Five.